We need to update everybody on the past 10 days. So long as we've gone between little entries here. First of all, I believe, whether or not I've told you or not, we have decided we are doing the race in California.
Right.
Because I mean, looking into planes and times and dates and so forth, at the end of the day, I just can't keep spending money and having rain become a factor.
Yeah, it sucks
And
a lot.
it's
Yeah.
that just doesn't happen here. I mean, it could happen 1 out of 10 times, which means it will probably happen for us. But I'm gonna take the initiative and just say no. Let's do it out here. I looked around and there's a track about 50 miles from here, and they do a bunch of street legal races, is what they call it. It's hosted by AAA. It's their way of trying to get all these drag racers to not fucking do it on the streets. So they're like, hey,
Right.
here's a day where you can do it. Please stop using our roads. May 7th is the day I'm looking at. Depending on what you're about to tell me, where are you with the car right now?
Well, I've been doing some testing. I've narrowed it down to one of three things.
That,
Uh,
meaning the issue with the power dip.
yes, yeah, that's. I haven't worked on any of the gauges or anything. I've just been worried about the power dip right now, mainly because I'm concerned it might be hurting the engine. Because if it's losing a cylinder or going lean or something like that on one cylinder, that's dangerous, and I don't want to hurt the motor. We've already had enough trouble. So, um, been working on that, and I got it narrowed down to one of three things. One, either we're having electrical interference between the harmonics of the engine and the computer, causing the one of the cylinders to either fire at the wrong time or not fire at all. Two, one of the injectors is shutting completely off for some reason at that RPM. And I did do some more looking into the data that we gathered the day we did the dyno stuff. And it's not exactly the same point every time. It's close. It's in the same general vicinity, but it's not pinpointed, which makes me lean more towards harmonics again. Third issue is there's some sort of resonance inside the intake manifold at that RPM, causing a weird turbulence inside the intake manifold, which has happened before on not quite the same build, different stuff, Honda stuff, but big sheet metal intake manifolds causing weird turbulences at weird RPMs. There's sensors that I can put down in the intake that measure the pressure in each runner, and if I get some super crazy variance, I could weld a like a divider plate in there behind the throttle body and kind of guide the air a little bit to kind of get that turbulence out of there. But I'm leaning towards the isolating the grounds in the coil packs, which I have done that. And we went out, what was it, Tuesday night to test it. And I was in second gear, getting ready to get on it and pull the gear out. And somebody was coming, so I slowed down, just hanging out second gear. And then after they went past, I stepped on it, and boom, like a twig, the control arm bolt snapped clean off. And the back tires pointed towards the outside of the vehicle and shot me all over the road. It was mortifying. I thought the engine fell out. Like, I don't know. Like, it was the scariest thing. It's like I hit the gas, and it felt like the car just sat on the ground and didn't move.
Well,
Um,
you left all this out of. By the way, I need a couple parts, Adam.
right,
Holy
right.
shit, Kenny.
So it turns out that 35-year-old rusty bolts and those bushings, the bolt goes through the bushing. The
Yeah.
bushing was dry rotted, old, and because it was slamming back and forth every time we would accelerate or decelerate, it was wearing a groove into that bolt. And then that one time of me letting off and stabbing the gas, it broke. So new bushings, new bolts, good to go.
Yeah, they've
Not a
already been
problem.
shipped. I understand that. My concern, of course, is, dude, I mean, we are now taxing this car the way it's never been taxed. In another 100 miles, there's going to be something else. What is left here that could.
There's not. That's it. We're doing the rear ones right now because those failed. The front ones don't take the load that the rear do.
But
from the extra power. That doesn't make any difference on the front one.
okay.
So at some point, yeah, you'll probably want to go through those too, and that's quite a bit of a process. But these rear ones, don't get me wrong, it's a pretty big process. I got to pull the control arms out, torch them out, drill them out, whatever to do it all. But as soon as those parts get here, I'm rolling on that. But again, it's because they were old and dry rotted, and it created slop. It's not because of the extra power. Which I mean, that broke it faster.
Yeah, it broke it faster. Certainly, that's the thing is all the wear and tear is just exponential now. Now we're running a car like it's never been run before. Every second we drive it around the block. So I mean,
that's the only thing in the back half of the car that hasn't been done.
All right, is there any fucking video of this?
No,
Kenny. If there's no video, it didn't happen.
That was the first test, and I was like, oh,
yeah, why would you ever want the first test on video? God damn it, Kenny. Okay, it's just, I
get it. I understand, but my concern is getting the car back to you.
Okay, well, there's got to be two concerns here, man, because all of this has to be put into what's going to end up eventually happening is, I'm going to have Don do the voiceover, and it's going to be us talking about what happened because I have too many goddamn holes in this story. And the real story is going to be the big race. That's going to be the event. And because I mean, shit, this is what everybody wants to see. We got all these gearheads going, oh, what was it? Oh, was it this? Was it that? Was it, and I'm like, I can't, I don't know. And there's no video, and now we're just talking about it. But.
Well, let's be fair here. Like, I'm in the middle of a whole lot of stuff.
Yeah,
so I'm literally working on the scraps of time.
I know. You moved. It happens. I get it. It's frustrating. Listen. This is one of the most stressful things either of us will go through, for completely different reasons. But add in a wife and 2 kids, dude. Like just throw that in. That are right there. It's not like I'm at my office now shooting. Like it is chaos every second, and somebody's unhappy with me.
Right.
All the time. No, it's either you, it's either Talia, it's either Brooke, it's either my kids. Literally, everybody's pissed. So you never got to the point when you were testing it to see if the ground...
If it fixed it. Yeah. I got about halfway through, or I didn't even get halfway through. As soon as I hit the gas, it sheared those bolts off. So I didn't even get to finish my initial testing there.
Fuck.
So... that put us a couple days back.
A week back because I gotta buy it. They gotta ship it. You'll probably get it Monday now. Shit, what's this? Son of a bitch.
Right
now, and I know you don't want to hear this, but if you can't get it right, you're gonna have to move on, and you're gonna have to race it with that problem.
Right. My concern is. What is it's me. It's just my OCD, my anal. I want to know what the problem is and make it not a problem.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing to say, yeah, you're talking about it hurting the motor, but guess who's never going to be at that high of an RPM ever again? I mean, it's never going to happen.
About the time we did it together. So.
Right. But I was not happy because the fucking suspension was on. Stop bringing that up, goddammit. You know it was because we fishtailed. It had nothing to do with the speed. Just saying. I'm never going to be pushing the RPMs like that in my day-to-day driving, so I don't think it'll hurt the motor. I get it. I want the best time ever, too. I'm with you, dude.
Right.
I want to knock the shit out of 12.6. But at the end of the day, if you can't get this, we got to cut it off by the end of this week. We have to. If this is, and then you got to fix the evaporation line for the gas in the intake. Like, that's huge. And the gas leak, those two things have to be done, or I can't drive it. And then you got to ship it here, and then you're going to have to drive it like that, and we got to call it a day.